pardon me for reopening this discussion and revisiting this topic. I probably touched on it or spoke on it a few times in earlier episodes. This is called Friend Revisited. Friend Revisited. So in this one, I want to go outline for you and share with you the 8 steps or pillars of friend. Now, in earlier dispatches in 820 Enterprise, I formally had 4 steps or ideas about what, to me, constitutes and supports the use of that term and applying it to someone you call your friend. So I probably had 4 before, but I'm going to update that with 8 steps or pillars of friend today. Upon further review, and after 2 presentations on the topic of resilience with a focus on this friend thing, my scope has widened a bit, but has also refined and narrowed my idea on friend at the same time. Meaning to build an improved process model for life, a new best example for the process of friend. Remember, you cannot just buy or acquire friends like hats or bracelets or purses or suits and dresses. There's a process and a necessary commitment for those relations to sustain the ever-changing and respective lives that 2 individuals must navigate separately and then together. But before I get into this revelation, it's not actually just saying that for color commentary. I just felt the impulse to restate this theme about friend and the relevance and connection to 820 resilience. Every day, in every moment. But once again, being the kind of sort of engineer and analyst and big picture process guy and model guy that I profess to be, as Mr. Bach said many, many years ago, all models are wrong. Some can be useful as references or guidance or parameters, maybe just as handwritten signposts, but they're never as destinations. So even the models that are presented to you in the book, resilience, the beauty of presence, process models for life, they're just ideas, guidance, guideposts, guardrails, but not as destinations. But remember, the main tenets of resilience from my perspective is always about progress, forward, positive, production, and yes, love. So let's get into that review of quote unquote friend. And please do not correlate friend with the term followers or subscribers or associates or affiliates or colleagues. And please do not throw all classmates or family members or strangers, maybe even enemies with assets, into that pile of friends in your head. I only observe and would like to re-examine the value of defining, refining, applying and testing the strength and substance in how I recommend the usage of friend in conversation. At best, of course, this is just a Ming opinion. I believe in a few earlier episodes, I cited 4 aspects for confirming a friend. Sort of like when they confirm a presidential appointment through the Senate confirmation process. But in this case, between you and I, way more personal and way less pomp, circumstance, and political performance. It's always about resilience in my discussion with you about confirming a friend. So, if you're ready for the revelation, here we go. Definition. So, see how many of your vast Rolodex of friends get through this screening process and model. Remember, this is just a Ming view, and my Ming view of the friend in the friend world is probably wrong. But I hope it can be useful on your journey towards resilience and in your development and sustaining of bona fide friends. All right, here we go. The 8 pillars of friend. Number 1, disparate backgrounds. You come from different walks of life, different races, different countries, but somehow you have met and you have found some level of resonance with that person. But number 1, disparate background. Number 2, common and shared experiences together. Number 3, similar or complementary trauma in your respective lives, but maybe my stroke is related to your amputation of a foot. Both probably qualify as trauma, not exact, but similar. Number 4, a concentrated duration. Meaning, now say concentrated duration doesn't mean it has to be a decade, a year. It could be as short as maybe, who knows, given the first 3, a very intense 5 minutes, hour, maybe a month, I don't know. But it should be a concentrated duration where you spend time together and building upon those first 3 criteria. Number 5, a common, relatable desire, discipline, and drive. Maybe unknown to the 2 parties, but in talking with each other, building on those 4 criteria earlier, maybe also having a common, relatable desire, discipline, and drive. Number 6, the constant of the variables. The constant of the variables in our respective lives, and then with the lives we are sharing with each other in this developing process. That constant or variables, also called love. Number 7, core competencies. Again, building upon the first 6 I just laid out for you, and not necessarily in an order, but just for this discussion today, those first 6. Now, number 7, we also have identified and have come to appreciate from each other our shared core competencies. What do we do well? I like doing, you do it. Oh, wow. And we do it very well. Not that we like doing it, we also do it well and qualifies as a shared core competency. Number 8, reliability. Now, I've outlined the first 7. Again, there's no defined or mandated order, but let's look at those first 7 as then culminating in number 8, reliability. That means under duress. Those 7 things, you can rely on them under duress from this friend, under stress, availability without question, constant contact, unnecessary, nice to have, but not necessary as everyday constant contact. So those are the 8 pillars of friend. Now, I respect a possible response as, man, those are a lot of steps to a formally presumed topic called friend. I do not intend to confuse or complicate the subject, but I do feel a push to, or nudge, to offer this from my personal experience and to connect yours to yours and from a more common quality, talent, grace, purpose, and message. We all have that unique experience to perfect, to complete on this journey. I don't know yours. You only can get an insight or peek into mine through the book and through these 820 episodes. Remember, as eloquent or as elegant my recitation on resilient process models may come across, like these revisited definitions on friend, they're probably wrong for you. They could be. But I hope they're useful to you just for today and just for these 500 moments. Stay present. Stay current. No matter where you are in this world, remember, it's always 820.